we can say, very enthusiastic professional, very enthusiastic professional. So now, dear Praveenji, I must tell you that we started this program of TSCP on 12th of September 2012. Even this our program is around 9 year old, so it is one of our best, we can say that one of like we can say best practice of our institute. And we hope that the student will be benefited with your interaction. So over to Dr. Arun.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, without wasting any time, may I request our Vishal sir is also there. Welcome, Vishal sir. May I request our guest speaker of the day to please enlighten our students with their talk. Please, sir. Praveen sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Prashant, for your kind words. I like to start from the point where Prashant left. He was talking about COVID, how COVID is impacting the overall economy of the not only the country but of course the world economy. So I think being a ambassador of the industry, we should promote wearing mask not only for in your community and of course in neighborhood also. So this is most important. This is not only going to help the country, but this is going to help the industry. So industry is the worst which is impacted due to this COVID. So the best, what do you say, way to protect ourselves and the community from COVID is wearing the mask all the time. Okay, thank you so much, Prashant, for a kind word. I think it's a detailed one. It's a great, what do you say, opportunity to interact with all the future of the industry. And I'm very, what do you say, enthusiastic, very looking forward to speak to each one of you. So probably I will start with a question in case any of you have any questions, concerns, so that I can maybe direct, I can talk about those things. Anybody has any questions or concerns, so that I can start my overall discussion on that particular subject. Okay, I think let's leave the question to the last time. So, guys, we are going through the very, unpredictable situation in the world, which is of course, pandemic COVID-19, and it has been impacting for the last 1.5 years now. It has started with November 19. That's how it's called. It's called COVID-19 situation. I'll take this as an opportunity to learning lesson for our industry. Uh, if you look at our industry was completely dependent on the travel movement of the people around the world. If there is no travel, of course, we will be impacted. And as Prashant said, I have worked in airline industry. I worked in the travel industry. Now I work with the global hospitality industry. It's called Marriott International. Now working with which a hotel called Nuresa Palace, which is of course Heritage Hotel. It was associated with the Welcome Heritage Hotel, which is ITC hotel in the country. Now considering, I understand this is a very tough time, very difficult time. All of us are really facing a lot of challenges. Our future seems to be very, what do you say, grim. We are not sure what is going to happen after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. But considering the pandemic, this has come after almost 100 years. I think the biggest flu or biggest pandemic in the world, which happened past was 1929, which was a Spanish flu, right, Prashant? So that was which has impacted the industry. So it is almost 100 years. So we consider ourselves that no, we have experienced this kind of tough period, which can prepare ourselves to be stronger in the industry. If you don't learn, then of course ultimately we will be all in the good phase and good mood all the time, and we will not be working in terms of developing ourselves. So this thing, I would from my side, I think what is important from my side, what Dr. Anu was telling all of you guys, the basics of the industry, which is very important. One option for us is sitting idle at home and maybe watching movies and maybe just spending time, which is not going to yield or help us in our future. Second way to look at our career, guys, what we can do, how we can utilize this time to invest in our future. What is future? Future is all about travel industry and hospitality industry. So, and what are the key skills, which is a very important, starting with the communication skills. So communication skill is not about maybe mastering yourself in English, but it's always with pleasing personality. how you project yourself, how you talk to the people, how you welcome the guest coming to your hotel, your agency, or whatever it is. No, so those things are very, very important. So learning language, learning communication, or understanding communication is not a one-day job. It needs a lot of practice. Most of people, we feel like, no, once we start working, then we'll practice this one, and that, believe me, that will not help you. That will not help you. This is all about, no, how you think, how you behave, how you act. And now, if you start thinking that way right now and start working on that, that is going to become your habit. And habit is one which is going to help you in terms of growing in your industry. So communication is the key. Communication is a lot of courses. Business communication is a lot of courses. At the same time, soft skills. Soft skill is something, no, I think I don't know how many people are aware about there are a lot of books called on people skills, and our business is all about people skills. One of my bosses, they always told me, our industry is so difficult that we have to work with the people. It's very, very complicated. It's not that we have to work with the machines. While working a machine in manufacturing segment, you can do whatever you want to do. The machine will not react to you, right? You simply have to do service. But in our case, what is more important is, like, working with the people. If you don't know how to work with the people, believe me, you might be very smart in your work, you might be very intelligent, but chances of becoming successful in this role will be very, very difficult. So I think you need to start working with people, and that starts with your classes itself. How you cooperate, how you collaborate with each other to enhance each other's skills, work on each other's skills, and then prepare ourselves to for the industry's bigger challenges. This is just one of the challenges. This is not the only challenge. The industry is changing a lot. I know that, no, when I joined this industry in 1999, believe me, when we were going to the industry, I was in Delhi, all of us, maybe including Prashant and all one. Believe me, no one used to recognize what is MTA, what is Masters in Tourism Administration. No one used to recognize us. People who were running the industry, they're all from the either hotel management graduates, or they were simply Bachelor of Arts or other courses, but none of them was expert in the tourism industry. And they never knew what is the hotel industry. Some of them have done ITA. So ITA was nothing but it's all talking about the airline industry. What is ticketing, how you maybe what do you say, take the tick, how you calculate the fare and all the thing. Those things are irrelevant now. None of those things are relevant right now. If you are studying how the fare is calculated, how what is the student fare, what is child fare and all those things, its fare is flat now for everyone. It's same fare. It's fair. It's not a different fare. It's not a difficult to calculate. Like, there is no manual ticketing now. It's all online. So I think we need to evolve. We need to re-educate ourselves again and again. So but the fundamental remain the same. What fundamental Prashant has told, what Dr. Arun said, that no, communication, dealing with people, these things are very, very important. And the second thing, guys, pandemic is going to go very soon. It's not something going to stay for lifetime. It has maybe little lasted longer, maybe probably over 1 year, but ultimately it's going to last for maybe few more months. But at the same, what is waiting for is the brighter future. And brighter future, I think now many people are getting into the digital, online e-commerce, where now people used to come to the maybe travel agency. They used to ask for the what are the packages available, what are the destinations where they can visit. But now what you're going to, there's a lot of information available on the internet. So you guys really need to maybe be up to date on all the things. What's going on, man? If you look at the present government has, I think, there is a lot of focus. There's a focus approach in terms of promoting the domestic tourism itself. And domestic tourism and inbound tourism, they are the one which are going to impact our life, right? And I think the biggest concern in your mind would be what are we going to do, man, after this? Probably our course is going to finish in 2 years, 1 year down the line, 3 years down the line. We wasted our 1.5 years while sitting idle and maybe away from the, of course, schools and universities and colleges. But I know, guys, if you look at maybe next 2 to 3 years, or things are going to come back. If you look at HVS report, we are going to gain the maybe earlier revenue points what we used to gain, what used to have in the year 2019 by 2022. So probably the industry was close to $30 billion industry. If you travel and tourism industry, it's for $30 billion, out of which $13 billion is the hotel industry. So if you compare our industry with the worldwide industries, maybe global industries, believe me, we are far, far behind. We are still at the bottom. I know when we used to study in the tourism industry, our people used to talk about that. No, our share in the international tourist arrival was 0.37%. And now we have gone up to maybe probably close to over 1% now, right? So there are about 11 million people coming every year to our country on the tourist visa, right? Which is not less. From then, when we started, maybe about 20 years ago, it was just 1 million. And now it's 11 million. So it's about 11 times. If I was talking about I was looking at some figures, some data on hotel industry, the rooms. India just had 1,45,000, which is organized or branded hotel rooms in the country, which is very, very less. If you talk about maybe just for a comparison sake, India, Mumbai has or Delhi has about 26, 27,000 hotel rooms. Vis-a-vis, if you talk about maybe Shanghai, Shanghai has over 1,20,000. So can you see the comparative difference? So it means that much scope is there for the industry growth in the country. And same is the case for the international tourist arrivals. India has a lot to offer. If you look at India, India has a lot to offer, whether it's a rich culture, whether it's heritage, whether it's talking about the modern things, whether it's talking about maybe language, the different kind of traditions and everything. India has a lot to offer, which people are not aware of. The biggest constraint in travel to India or travel within India was, from my side, from my perspective, one is the connectivity. That's a one. Accessibility is the one which is very, very important. Second one is the infrastructure. And third is the cleanliness. So if you talk about the infrastructure, was really bad earlier, really bad. The roads were maybe the access roads to all the destinations were really bad, pathetic. So it used to consume a lot of time. And many people are coming to India, believe me, and they are not able to reach on time. They used to maybe spend maybe 20% or 30% of time just traveling. Believe me, that's a killing of their time. And probably that will not encourage them to come again and again and talk about this again and again, or while going back to their own country. But now, believe me, road connectivity has really improved a lot. Delhi, Mumbai, I was reading some article. Delhi, Mumbai, people can reach in just 12 hours now. From where, 5 years down earlier or 6 years earlier, it used to take about 21 to 22 hours minimum, minimum. So that's a one. Second thing, the cleanliness. I remember when we used to study, maybe we just like you in the college or universities, people used to talk about the picture with the cattle, the picture with the dung, right, in the on the roads, all this. What do you say? The foreigners, they used to come to India and they used to go to the streets of Paharganj and all that stuff. They used to click the photograph with the cows or any animal on the road, right? So that used to this that used to story of India, and the snake charmers, that is story of India. But now there is a lot has been changed. India has gained respect in the world, and now people are talking about real India, which is very, very important for us to know. So as I said, that if you talk about tourism, we are still at the bottom. So there's a huge potential. So only thing is, the competition is really growing, guys. There are a lot of universities in the country. There are a lot of universities in the world which are offering travel and tourism courses. And the people, if you're talking about industry perspective, of course, we come across many students, many what do you say, potential candidates for the jobs in the hotel industry, airline industry, and of course travel industry. But we don't pick up all the people, right? The first thing we talk about is how the person is presentable, whether the person is really confident, the presentable, the person really believes that whatever he has chosen the course, he's confident about that, or probably he has just taken thinking let me try, or maybe he has taken this course by chance. Probably I was a person when I took MT as a chance, because in 1997, that was the time when actually I entered into tourism course. There was no scope of tourism, and of course we applied in the of course university. It was all through entrance test and everything, and being into general category, it's really difficult to get into the courses. So I chose first, I was into MSc Math earlier, right? But I chose this MTA over MSc Math because I thought that tourism has a humongous potential. And believe me, after 20 years, I don't repent my decision. I don't repent my decisions. What I've gained in my life, I travel across the world. I gain multiple countries, whether it's Europe, US, Asia, whether it's Japan, China, and everything, traveled across the country. And that I got this opportunity only through travel and tour and travel. Many people jealous of me sometimes in my, of course, in my community, my friend circle, that no guys, how many countries you have visited, how many cities you have visited, right? And when I visited, of course, I'm not something boasting of this that travel. I traveled across the country. But what is more important that now I've gained that cross cultural knowledge. And of course, I could get the opportunity to talk to people like now why it is important or what is there to offer in India. So this is of course one part which I got the opportunity through this course or getting into this travel course. Second is pleasing personality we always talk about, and that really makes a lot of difference. If you talk about hotel industry, Mr. Oberoi, of course, all of you must be knowing and must be there in the syllabus also. He says that hotel industry is a very simple industry, very, very simple industry. We always, the people in the hotel industry, they make it very complicated. And that should not be the case. He said simply, what is a job? We need to really have offer the warm welcome to the person who's coming to our hotel, right? We need to open the door with a warm welcome and offer a maybe clean and hygienic room in the hotel, and offer maybe quick services in the hotel, and offer a very delicious food, homely food, right? And just look after him and just talk to him and make him make the person at home feel at home, right? These are the only simple thing when I talk about like now what is the core of the industry, what is the ethos of the industry. This is simple ethos of industry. And when you guys are studying in this, of course, Punjab University is a very, very prominent industry. They got a great place. And of course, you guys are lucky that now you're studying with, of course, Professor Prashant, Professor Arun, and everyone. Of course, these people are very, very strong and, of course, intellectual. And these are people, I must say that Prashant is the one. Of course, I know Prashant very, very closely. He's always in touch with the industry. And what is important? Why he's in touch with the industry? It's not something that's to fulfill or maybe satisfy his own ego, but it's all for you guys. And he was very proactive in terms of what I can, what what next I can do, what should I know, how, what are new thing which I can expose my team into or my students into or talk about those things. So these things are very, very critical. So you guys lucky enough to have a maybe Professor Prashant and Arun as your professors. Believe me, you will gain a lot. The coming to the industry perspective, after 2 years now, if you talk about pandemic phase one, which is until maybe say I would say until September or October, all our hotels were bleeding. All the tour travel industry, they're almost closed down. All the airline industry, they were in the red. But guess the moment October started off, we have a spirit. No, we always say Indians are very strong in spirit. They have a positive spirit. They bounced back, and industry started bouncing back. So I was talking about in my hotel. My hotel was positive in P&L in the month of October, November, December, and January and February. Even March also we closed on a positive note. And during in the month of January, I was got an opportunity to talk to someone on DD. There was an interview, and I was very, very optimistic that time that no, whatever we have, we Indian, we were thinking that no, it's not going to last for longer, but we bounced back very, very quickly, and we were all positive right from October. And of course, that was the positive inside. I understand the government of India, they have not done anything direct benefit to the industry. And that is the case because your future is linked with the industry, guys. Why I'm talking about industry? Because I'm trying to give you the perspective of the industry, what's going on in the industry. So your future is linked with the industry. So if you talk about maybe the Modi government, the present government, there is no direct benefit given to the industry. If you're talking about direct benefit, but talking about indirect one, because our industry is impacted by all the industries, right? If you talk about MSMEs, there are a lot of benefits given to the MSME. There is a boost on manufacturing. There is a boost on IT industry. We always say that no, Indian information technology industry is like the number one or the leading industry in the world. So that is the one, and IT industry is the one, or the manufacturing industry. These are two industries which are really great support to our industry. They are the one who spend a lot of money. They are the one who travel across. They are the one who develop the culture of guys. You just work for maybe say 20 days in a month and then go on compulsive vacations or compulsive holidays. So coming back to the point of the industry, uh, there is a humongous focus on the what do you say infrastructure, which is the true infrastructure, which is like roads, maybe expressway. There is a if you're talking about maybe Eastern Peripheral Expressway, and even if you going on to Delhi or Noida or something, there is a Eastern Peripheral Expressway. So I am talking about that expressway. I know the minimum speed, travel speed is 120 kilometer per hour. You won't believe when we used to go to when I used to when you used to travel to say Europe. if you look at trains, the minimum speed was minimum 250 kilometer per hour. And I travel in the, what do you say, the TGV, the train, the Grand Vitesse. They used to travel with 350 kilometer per hour minimum speed, right? When I travel to, say, Shanghai, there is a train called maglev train. The highest speed they have touched is about 432, 431 kilometer per hour. So when why I'm talking about these things, so when I used to talk about no India, what is the speed of train? 40 kilometer, 50 kilometer, 60 kilometer, right? So we were far, far behind the world, right? So when we used to go to theme parks like Disney World, right over there in Euro Disney. So they were in terms of entertainment option, in terms of the shopping option, there was huge option. India, there was nothing, right? But now, do you think what used to attract like in the malls? Uh, do you still feel attracted towards the mall? You simply go to maybe say fulfill your requirement, not to just to go and visit the malls. So there is a Elante Mall in Chandigarh close in proximity. That's a good one, very good one, right? But this never used to be the case maybe about 10 years ago. So India has really grown in the last, I would say, 2 decades. The first maybe 2000, 2009, that was the first decade, which is called golden decade in Indian travel history. And of course, second decade, which has gone a little slow, but in the last 5 years, we have picked up pace until this COVID, what do you say, entered. So I think overall, future is going to be bright one. You have the option of going and working in the various segments. It's not only tour and travel, even hotel industry is, what do you say, accepting the people from travel and tourism background. That's one. Second is, even if you want to become an entrepreneur, I know you might be thinking of, no, you guys are millennials, right? You have a lot of option. You want to do something different, which was not the case maybe 10 years ago. You guys really want to do something on your own. So entrepreneurship is like the one another key, which is very, very important. And the investment in our industry is very, very low. You don't have to set up the plant over there where you have to manufacture certain things. But in our industry, simply you need to have a contacts, you need to have a network, strong network, you need to have the understanding, and simply you can start working with the one laptop and one phone. That is the only investment required in our industry. So probably uh, these are the things, like there are a lot of among us, there are like thousands of opportunities. The only thing we need to work upon is like typically take the course very, very seriously. Initially, I would say, I will admit that no, when we entered in MTA, uh, I personally used to take the course very, very casually. I would say that we would have learned a lot. I missed that opportunity, but at the same time, we learned in the industry because industry grew from that period. That was time when actually the tourism industry really started growing up. So I learned with the industry, and if you talk about my own passion, my own feel about the learning, I did my, of course, MT completed in 99. Then, of course, I started by doing my PhD in 2005. I completed my PhD. At the same time, when I started working in Marriott International, there are a lot of online courses, and they have tied up with the Harvard Business School. That time, they have made some module which is completely customized module for the hotel industry and travel industry. So I done a lot of trainings with the Marriott, online training, offline training. Then, of course, when I started working in Renaissance Lucknow, I opened two hotels for Marriott International over there. One is Renaissance brand, which is a lifestyle brand, and Fairfield, which is a budget hotel category. That was the time when one of my mentor told me that, Praveen, why don't you go for a executive MBA from IIM Lucknow, because that's a premium one. So I did my certification in program in general management from what do you say, IIM Lucknow. And that was time actually I actually realized that what is the value of the theoretical concepts. So theoretical concepts are very, very important, guys. Understand, challenge your teachers. Once you start challenging your professors, your teachers, believe me, they will feel very happy that no, whatever they have certain no dreams, like they want to achieve those dreams. The objective is through you guys. And tomorrow, if you get a placed very well in in the industry, believe me, the most important person, the people who will be more happy or most happy will be your professors and teachers, apart from your parents. So listen to them very carefully, understand, and just obey them. Don't get what do you say, affected from this pandemic. This is a part time. There are numerous opportunities in the industry, but the only thing, the person who will be working hard and listen to their of course teachers, they will be successful. Every will not be successful. So that's all I need to tell you guys. This is the key to success. These are things which have helped me. The sincere, what do you say? I was little sincere. Listening to the people. I always kept myself to learning open all the time. So these are things certainly which are very, very important. So now I open the floor for any questions. I know you might have some concerns, some question which I did not address in my speech. So over to you guys.
Dear students, if you have any question or query or any doubt about anything, you can ask from sir, because he's having very vast experience of many components of our industry. So do ask some questions if you have, please. Anyone?
Even it's also open for professors. I know sometimes students feel shy, but guys, this is not a good thing. I think you should always open with the questions. No question is bad question. No question is silly question. So that's the first thing. It's a skill which is you need to have. Like, open up yourself, speak to anyone, irrespective of the situation. Don't feel bad. Don't feel embarrassed about question.
Praveen sir, may I?
Please, sir, please.
Can you enlighten us what new practices these our Indian hotels or worldwide hotels they are coming up in view of the COVIDs? Very briefly, if you would like to teach us.
Sure. Very good question. Very good question. I think it's a very, very important question because earlier people used to look at the comfort and luxury when they choose the hotel. But now it's not only luxury and, of course, what are the facilities that it has. They always talk about the cleanliness and the hygiene status. So I think the hotel industry was very, very proactive. All thanks to the government also. They have, come up with the protocol, the SOPs, which are very, very important. The social distancing, the hygiene, maybe the sanitization of the floor, public areas. I think initially we were very worried when it came to month of, say, April, May last year. We were very worried how we are going to implement this one. But I think we were very fast in terms of adopting this new change. So if you go to any hotel, you'll find a sanitizer. You find the security guard standing at the door with a shield, of course, mask and the temperature gun to check the temperature, and he will sanitize your hand. Then that person will let you enter inside the hotel. Then you go to the reception. All the people will be like, no, there is in multiple hotel there, like, no, the glass screen in the front, so that no, because sometimes no, when you are wearing mask, you will not be able to listen or speak comfortably. So they put the glass over there so that no, all the associate at the front desk, they can speak properly with the guest. That was the one where with the social distancing and everything. Even then going maybe escorting the guest to the elevator. So in elevator also there is a limited people who can enter the elevator. I've seen outside hotels, people are not bothered about the social distancing and of course all these protocols or SOPs. But when they entered, anybody who entered in the hotel, they all start behaving like good citizens. I have personally seen that one, like coming anybody who's outside, typically they go to the market and everything, don't maintain the social distance, wear mask or use a sanitizer. But when they entered in the five-star hotel, their all other person changes to the best. So they behave like good citizens. So I think in the rooms also there's like housekeeping, how we clean the rooms, how we sanitize the rooms, public areas. It's all changed now. So it's all people have become used to it now. Initially there was people used to do unconsciously. They have to train. They need to be trained a lot. But now they are doing automatically. They need not to need not to be trained further on that. So it's safe to go inside the hotel, whether it's you're going for a F&B or you're going for the staying over there. So it's safe. Arun, could I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Very perfectly. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Praveenji, I do have a question.
Please, sir.
And this question is since suppose you were a master student, in view of the current situation, what could have been like the value added, we can say, the kind of say courses you would have undertaken these days for yourself?
Wow. Very good question, Prashant. I love this question, this kind of question. No, I personally I wanted to study psychology. It was my wish because psychology is something which is linked with everyone, all of us, how we think, how we thought, how development happens, how these typically If you look at a lot of advertisement, there is a psychological angle in those things. Now, why they're showing children, in a lot of advertisement. I don't know how many people you observe that, when it comes to family stuff, family FMCG product, they always have a children or child in that ad. So psychology I was always big fan of that. I want to do that. So I don't know. I did my introduction to psychology from the Yale University. Yale is a very prominent university in the world, and it was worth like 6 weeks course online. I did it through Coursera. So there are a lot of online global platform in terms of learning. I found it very useful. So in this course now, it will again this is a second wave of COVID. I'm still reviewing my notes now. It's if you look at my laptop, it's still open. How psychology is impacting our life and everything. So that's important. That's one thing. Second is digital marketing. So there is a what do you say platform called Udemy. Udemy. I don't know how many of you are aware about Udemy that keeps offering a lot of courses economical at a very low cost. Digital marketing is I am from sales and marketing background. So sales and marketing is no more, it's like typically the value of the people who are going to the customer, that is going to go down, it's going to be phased out very soon. You don't see salespeople going to the customers offices very soon now. So it's more going to be digital marketing and digital sales. So I really wanted to abreast myself with what is going on in the internet space, social media space, what is search engine optimization, what is search engine marketing, all these things. No, so I gone through this course, digital marketing course. These are very very important things which really keep you abreast. It's almost 22 years, 21 plus years I spent in the industry. I have those practical exposure, practical understanding. But after going through I am Lucknow, I feel that no theoretical concept or theoretical knowledge is equally important. You can't be over dependent on the only practical concept, practical exposure. So this is also very, very important. And I also keep reading a lot of books. So books on the leadership, books on the how to deal with the people, books on how to grow the talent. I'm also already on the senior leadership role in organizations. My one of the responsibilities is to grow the talent in the industry. So in one example, Prashant, that typically in my hotel, uh, there is always a batch of the trainees, interns, which come to the batch in the hotel, right? And when I joined this hotel, there was a batch of about close to 16 to 20 people who joined over there. And of course, I am the one who's always people-oriented person. I used to interact with the people, so I spoke to them and gave them why this training is important. But after 2 weeks, I found that I got the feedback to HR and all the HODs, head of departments, that all these kids are enjoying their life. They have maybe thousand excuses not to work. So, for example, hotel industry is you have to, if there is a banquet event, you have to do everything, guys. Starting with the clearance, starting with the replenishing the buffet. There's a lot of which requires physical work also. You should not think then always that you should wear the coat and pant and then you will be officer on the day one itself. That will not be the case. So learning those practical aspects and maybe clearance, maybe the replenishing the buffet, talking to customers, understanding the need and everything, that's very very important. But all those key people, they used to run away from those things. I think uh, then I spoke to them, all of them, and I told them, guys, if you really want to work this way, then I will be the first one to speak to your parents principal. Then no, I will I will terminate your training immediately because you guys are not fulfilling the objective. What do you need to do? And then again, the psychology really helped me. I said, guys, if you work for 3 months, we will have the competition among all of you guys. We will choose the best three trainees, first, second, and third. We'll give you certificate, and we'll give you certificate that is no note of appreciation. Believe me, immediately after that, maybe the discussion with those guys, I've got the feedback from all my HODs, head of department, who are from all the housekeeping, F&B, everyone. They came to HR also that no, sir, what you spoke to them, all of them was like different personalities. So what is the point which I want to talk about? Many times we take the things very casually. That should not be the case. Second thing, we ourselves feel ourselves that we are very inferior. Like we underestimate our potential. You don't know, guys, how much potential you have, dormant, which is dormant right now. If you don't use that potential, believe me, you will be among the average people in the world. You will not be among the top performer. So just recognize yourself, your potential, and start working on that. So these are things which have really helped me to keep myself motivated all the time. I think you should also do the same thing. I recommend the same thing to do. Thank you, Prashant, for this question. So there's another question which came in the message, right? Uh, just a moment. The message come from Ria. In this pandemic, what should we do to our tourism industries for the growth? Okay, so Ria, I think this is a good question again. First, what I said at the, you need to see what you can do in the capacity right now. So being the student, you need to spread the positivity around. Second thing, what I said, like no, COVID is the one which has become, what do you say, obstacle in our way to growth, in growth. You need to first promote yourself, take it very seriously. Please bear the mask, use that all the protocol of the social distancing and everything, and promote in your family and of course in your community. These are things which are very, very important. Third thing, what you can do in this stage, right now, staying positive. Staying positive is the important thing. And maybe polishing your skills, guys. I think knowledge is something, if you read one thing maybe 10 times, believe me, all these 10 times you will learn something new thing within the same course itself, right? It's not something that you have read one book once. You will not, if you read that book second time, you will not learn new things. I will say you will learn everything, every time new things and stay connected with the people. So one of the important things is networking with the right people. You will find how important your circle. Believe me, that will shape your future and your personality. So ensure that you are in the company of the right people and focus and stay positive all the time. This is what you can do at your thing. Okay, another question of Vikas. I think Vikas, good question. Believe me, when we were in 99, we were all naive. We had no exposure to the industry. Believe me, whatever you talk about, but we only know one thing about the industry is the glamorous industry. So for me, the airline industry was the most glamorous. That was my first choice. That's why I did my training with the Air India in Mumbai, and I got the exposure in all the department. And believe me, what I found, what I saw is all glamour over there. So that was one thing which really attracted me towards the industry. Second is the hotel industry. So my first job was in a company called Vishwa Travels. That was the in-house travel company of Usha India, if you know Usha India. And I used to manage a travel desk in Hotel Bristol in Gurgaon. So that was the only five-star hotel in Gurgaon. So I used to see the salespeople and the people over there. They like, believe me, the guys used to the dressing sense. They used to communicate the kind of respect they used to get. Believe me, I used to feel jealous of those guys. And somewhere, I think that I used to get into sales. Because salespeople always people used to look at the salespeople like guys are come on man, these are very smart people, they get a lot of respect and all this stuff, no. So that I think which really attracted me a lot in the industry. And the travel industry, I would say, I also like travel industry, but this segment is this was sector that time was very much unorganized sector. There were only few companies which were like notably very prominent, and I was fortunate enough that I got the opportunity to work with a company like Orbit Tours that time, and they were the pioneer in their own segment. So the kind of exposure, the kind of learning I got, I owe a lot to Orbit. I spent all good 9 to 10 years in that company. Then I spent 10 years in Marriott International. So I'm very fortunate that I could work with the Indian company where the culture was really good. They really invested a lot of time on training. Believe me, when I used to go for my sales trainings or meetings, they used to hand out book all the time. And something I was kid that time, just like you guys, maybe 21, 22 years old. And reading the book was like, it was not in our culture. I'm from Himachal, basically from Himachal, and believe me, it's not promoted. Reading a book is not promoted. People like, if you go to maybe say South or maybe say West Bengal, they are like, they have an innate quality of reading. They have an innate that passion. But I never used to read books. But I think the company where I worked, I got that learning, and those things really helped me. So uh, I think if you either go to hotel industry, travel industry, or airline or anything, everyone has equal potential or equal opportunity. Only thing you need to learn, you need to stay connected and understand what are skills required. It's nowhere less than maybe IT industry or say engineering industry where people really keep themselves abreast There are a lot of language, a lot of technology keep coming up, right, in IT industry. I got a lot of friends now who are in IT industry, and they have to educate themselves all the time to stay relevant in the industry. If they don't educate themselves, believe me, they will be irrelevant in the industry and they will be phased out. So the world, the competitiveness is really there. If you guys have studied somewhere product life cycle, there is also human life cycle also in the human career cycle. If you guys don't invest or maybe what do you say infuse some knowledge or talent or enthusiasm at all stages, you will be out of industry. So that's what I want to say, because hope you got the answer what you want.
Hello, sir, I'm audible.
Yeah, Ishan, yeah, you are.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. First of all, it was really an honor to hear such knowledgeable words.
Yeah.
Sir, so my question is that what are your views on that on the present COVID situation? That do you think that it was somewhat beneficial for the tourism industry, not economically but nature-wise, because it helped in replenishing many of the tourist destinations? And do you think that it might also lead to many of the natural wonders increase in the tourism destinations?
Good question, Ishan. I would say there is always opportunities hidden somewhere in the some problems, some pandemics. But overly, if you talk about, we got incurred a lot of losses. I would not say that it was beneficial to us. It was nowhere beneficial. But at the same time, to stay relevant or to evolve or to stay what new things we can do. I think somewhere people have done a little bit of introspection and retrospection. So a lot of studies happen, a lot of webinars happen in the industry where people challenged and they share their idea what else they can do. And people have really evolved a lot. uh, Tourist destinations, what are you talking about? I think uh, India has, if I'm not mistaken, what 37 world heritage tourist sites. I think you guys will must be knowing more. I think what this present government is doing, they're focusing on the domestic tourism a lot, because if you're talking about the size of the tourist in India, if you're talking about domestic tourists about 1.8 billion. That's the number of people pay visit to the domestic tourists or places. And if talking about internationally, there are about 25 million people that go out of India. And about within India, if you talk about India, in bound is what 11 million. So that's more than double if you talk about outbound India. And most of people who have a tendency to go out, I would say more of out of status, symbol status. If our Indians, we are always Indians or mostly North Indians, we always talk about okay, I traveled maybe these many countries, I've traveled to all these places. That's sort of a symbol status, and we ignore what is hidden in India. There are a lot of hidden gems in the country, and I think with the current focus, there are a lot of domestic tourist places which has really come up very very well. Sorry, I know after this PM's maybe address to the nation in one of the what do you say Independence Day session, he talked about all of us at least visit 15 domestic places, right? And it has really gone very well among the people in the country, and especially the millennials. And I've seen a lot of people are posting their videos while exploring certain thing in their neighborhood. One of the example video I remember, and that has actually been displayed in Man Ki Baat. One of the girl has gone to her own nearby place, and that was the native place of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the first president of the country, right? So over there you can find a lot of books, maybe kept over there, a lot of things which is Lucknow heritage stuff, which typically Indians as a mindset, as a habit, we don't encourage those things or we don't enjoy those things, and the foreigners do. If you look at people, all the people coming from UK or Europe, mostly they encourage, they value all these things. So we think of value of think of heritage. So I think there is definitely new destinations are found, and one of the destinations all of you must be knowing is the Statue of Unity, right? It's about 182 meter high. This is the highest what is a statue in the world, right? Maybe bigger than the Eiffel Tower. Maybe there's a one in US. So this is the biggest one, and that's not only a statue. They have ensured that there's a nice accessibility, and they've also created 3 4 more attraction nearby. So that's creating the complete project. It's not a one only the thing. They are creating a lot of subsidy or maybe peripheral tourist spots So that's the approach is the right one. That is the right way to approach a destination. It's not only one thing, it's a multiple things around. So I think overall it has really going to help the domestic, because all the travel industries also, all the agencies although, or the hotels also, you're talking about last 1 year they have only promoted the domestic tourism, because there are no international flights. So somewhere it has really helped the industry. So that was the Ishan answer to your question. Hope I could address that question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ishan. So there is one question came from Abhay. Expand or promote tourism business. Oh, okay. So I think I answered this question in my last two, three questions. You guys really need to go vocal for the local. That's very, very important. Probably बोलते हैं कि, I think there is a one saying, right? We always underestimate our own people, our own culture, our own surrounding, our own neighborhood, right? Typically बोलते हैं ना, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर. That's a way of our life. Once we start promoting, talking about our own neighborhood, and believe me, there are a lot of option. If you're talking about maybe Himachal, there are a lot of pine trees, and the kind of the fresh air you get, right? The kind of that peace you get, believe me, it's nowhere. I lived in all the metro cities, whether it's Bangalore, whether it's Delhi, Mumbai, multiple cities. Believe me, the only thing people crave for is like peace. And typically there are a lot of what do you say, tributaries in the country, in the state, right? जिसको हम खड बोलते हैं, we call it khad in Himachal, right? So believe me, people just want to put a tent over there and just sit over there and just do some barbecue stuff, and they bring their own maybe drink or something. Believe me, that is what their what is it? That is what tourism is for them. That is what tourism is all about, because that's going to somewhere add value to the local. Because they're going to local, they'll buy some stuff over there. There could be like person could be selling some local stuff. Could be vegetable. Could be like बोला ककड़ी, इसमें खीरे पे भी नमक लगा देते हैं, आपकी मक्की देते हैं, whatever, भुट्टा and all that stuff. So and plus they're staying in a maybe small lodge or something. So they're going to contribute to the local economy. So that is what you guys need to do. It's a small things. So staycation is the one which has really come up very well. So people who used to go to say Goa earlier or Jaipur somewhere, now they are thinking of what is there in at least 2 hours or 3 hours away from their own place. So probably they'll go to a place maybe say in Kikar, which is in Ropar. That's a nice resort. Or they could go to maybe say Kasoli. They could go to say Shimla or somewhere else. So that is one which is going to really step in going forward. Yeah.
Hello.
So yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Jasleen this side.
Just one question. Just one question. Thank you. You are audible. Very much audible. Just one second. Am I taking Prashant or Arun? Am I taking too much time? What is the time left so that I can conclude my discussion? I'm okay. I have time, so that's not a problem with me. I'm talking about yourself.
Sir, we can take one last question from Jasleen.
Okay.
Yes.
Last question. Okay. I think we should give that is not fair. That you should give her at least one more chance or two more questions, because it's just immediate. No, after that, Jasleen, no one will be able to ask questions. Right? Yeah. So two more questions after Jasleen. Yeah, Jasleen, over to you.
As you already stated that it was very difficult and to stay positive in this situation. So what was your motivation to stay positive with all this?
Okay, so good question, Jasleen. This is more of your own personality, your thought process. So this is where the psychology come into play. What do you think? What do you get? And typically, if you talk about the steps in psychology, whatever you are today, right now, that is all reaction or outcome of the what are you thinking, right? What is going on in your mind. So if you're thinking only negative things in your mind, like this is what going on, these many people are impacted with COVID, these many people lost their job, then only there will be negative outcome. And then what is the outcome is in terms of actions. So you'll start feeling depressed, why I chose this tourism course, I should have gone to say IT industry or other industries. That's not typically, if you talk about your mind, there is always an internal fight going on. So there are three things, there are three personality, three things in ourselves. I was reading in the psychology only. One is called ID. That's the one thing which is there in ourselves. Second is the ego, which is we, the true ourselves, whatever we are. And the third is superego. So there is always fight among these three different personalities in ourselves. So what you say, that is the outcome of these three people. So superego is nothing but it's more of moral values and all that stuff. And it is which is stupid. They keep talking about this pandemic is bad and you're going to you're going to be like unemployed, or you will have no future and all this stuff. So you need to control all those thoughts and start thinking positive. So understand what are the positive things which are going on, and what you can do to yourself and to secure your future. So in that case, I think reading books is the one. Always keep reading books. That's the one. Second is keep maybe upgrading your knowledge, skill set. It's not a job which is not a industry which is doesn't require a skilled people. I think we need the maximum skilled people, because it's acting. You are actually acting on the stage. It's not like typically you're making in one part. If something like is there is error in one of the thing in the manufacturing, they will there is a time opportunity to change that one. But in our case, actually you are in front of the customer, right? So there is no second chance. So I think it's good to re-educate yourself, reskill yourself, or start reading good books and staying connected with all your good friends. That's what I can say.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Aslan. Yeah, yes.
Sir, my name is Rohit and I'm a faculty with the department. I have a small question. Since if you look at different destinations in the country,
Okay.
every destination has a time period which is called as peak season or lean season.
Mhm.
Wanted to know what will be the impact of COVID on the time period of the peak season, or you can say the lean season. Will it change or will it remain same?
Okay, good question again. I think if you're talking about, there is nothing which is going to stay permanent. If talking about lean season or peak season, there's definitely they're going to stay some time, where actually there will be children holidays. Parents will take the time with them, time off there during that time and go on holidays. That typically happens. You're talking about why October to March is a peak period. One is like no weather, because weather is really very good that time. The second, there is it's a time for the festivals, like people. Why it's that's a reason that why it's a peak period, like October to March. But talking what now, how season is happening now, MICE has really helped a lot in terms of changing the season or balancing out these things. So Jaipur is the one which is used to be renowned peak season destination or leisure destination during the winters. All of us know, right? And during winters, it used to be all the hotel used to be sold out. The rates will be very very high, and during the March time, it used to be empty. Maybe what you used to get, maybe 10,000 rupees rate room during some winters. In summers, probably you'll get in 3,000 rupees or 2,500 rupees. But now we're talking about overall data. If you look at the data from HVS and all, it has like no, there is a difference of only 10% occupancy. So if winter occupancy is say 80%, or 60, 70, 60, 65% during what do you say summers, it will be somewhere between 50 to 60% in Jaipur. So it has changed a lot, and MICE has played a very very important role. That's one. Second, even is a lot the corporate. If you look at multinational companies, they've also changed themselves. If you talk about Gurgaon, you must be knowing about the Gurgaon, right? So there used to be a lot of traffic during the peak hours, right? So what they have done, so they have changed the shift time. So it's not typically traditional or conventional. Like if the office used to work from 9 to 6, so we'll only go with the same. So nowadays, no more conventional, right? And if you look at rostering, rostering is very much linked with seasons, right, in our life. So rostering, there is a now special subject in the management courses. It never used to, people used to roster like no traditional ways earlier. It's more traditional ways now. There are rostering as a full subject in management courses. So, and this is going to help. If you look at all the 24-hour shops, 24-hour hospitals, so it's really going to help the industry. Similarly, so I think this trend is changing. It's not going to be the same now. It's definitely going to change. And all the people there who used to go for holidays on summers, they are taking some offs, and when schools are getting adjustable, they're taking off and on when they need it, anytime during the year. Yeah, thank you, Rohit, for good question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Last question now. It's the last question. Anyone has question? The last question, or we should close it? Yes, Prashant, over to you, last man. I know you can summarize the mindset or what's going on in the mind of people. No, you can summarize that question
No,
and
no.
give it to me. Throw at me.
No, it was wonderful, very nice questions. And I was having some very network problem. So finally got the connection of Wi-Fi.
Okay.
anyhow, it was wonderful. I believe if Dr. Arun is there.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
he's
So, Dr. Arun, can we propose a vote of thanks to?
Sure, sure, sir, sure. Sir, Praveen sir, in the end, I just wanted to say, that's only dhanyavad for sharing your 20 years of industry and 40 years of life experiences in the form of a story with our students. You touched almost all the aspects of industry and life as well. It is really very difficult for me to summarize, this wonderful session in just few words. But I must say it was awesome. I don't know about others, but I learned a lot from today's discussion. And I believe the students and other participants, they have learned a lot also. And also, sir, thank you for kickstarting this year's Tourism Study Circle program, because this is the inauguration session for TSCP activities. And definitely we will like to request you for some valedictory session in the end of the semester, and we would like to present the report of this entire these activities we are going to conduct in this particular semester under this the banner of Tourism Study Circle program. And we all know you are on a position where sparing a time is something very, very valuable. And you also gave advice to us that it is better to invest in education when the industry is down or when nothing is going on. So well taken. And I believe that our students will, and we also will be investing our time in taking, upgrading ourselves education wise. So thank you so much, sir. That is all from my side. And thank you for sparing your time.
One request I would like to make at this platform. Praveenji, we do have 2 classes which are undertaking a few training programs also. So I would like to request you to maybe kindly spare some more, like maybe some time for those students also, specifically for those students, because these days training is not possible in person. Only training is possible at a digital platform only. So maybe like you might be free these days a little bit due to this pandemic situation. So we would like to have your expertise in that sense also. I hope you will give your consent for the same also.
Prashant, sure. I think COVID has given this opportunity. At least if we can spare time, we're all working from home right now. So I think definitely it will be my honor to what do you say, interact with all these future of the industry. Yeah, I love in fact interacting. I love interacting with all the students. Yeah, this is my passion. Like, if I'm not a hotelier, then I'm a teacher.
That's so great of you. Actually, from 1st of May or second in the first week of May, we would like to start our own training sessions for the students on own training session. We are maybe in process of developing some module for them, those students. That so in that case, we would like to involve more from industry people, so that students should not be devoid of any kind of upgradation in their skills.
Correct. I think this is very important. What we used to miss in our courses, this is what very, very practical, that practical and institutes collaboration on training the people. That's very, very important. I think this is a good thought. So all credit to you, Prashant, and of course, Arun, all of you guys. This is really important. And we missed that one, unfortunately, at that time. But with your network in the industry, I think you can fulfill that gap. Yeah. Good. Thank you so much. I will definitely, maybe my honor to join you guys. Yeah. And thank you, Arun, for a nice word, kind words. And I'm sure I could add some value to the session. But I always look forward to interacting with the students in future. And guys, please stay in touch. Prashant is dear friend. Arun is also dear friend. Any question, anything you want to know, you can always touch base with them. Maybe throw your question to them, and we can definitely talk to them all the time. So thank you so much for this opportunity, Prashant and Arun. Really appreciate. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day and all the best.
Thank you, sir. So, dear students, proceeding further, Amitji, are you there? Amit Bhatia?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yes. So, may I introduce Amit Bhatia to you? He has joined as a guest faculty very recently in our department, and I must say he's our proud alumni of our own institute. He's having a vast experience. He traveled to many countries. He did his masters from some foreign country. So he's having very vast experience. Very, he was also the gold medalist of his batch. Very obedient student, very favorite student. And now he's our friend and he's our colleague now. I also welcome Lipika ma'am. Lipika ma'am is also with us. Lipika ma'am, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Welcome. Good, ma'am. So, proceeding further, the next activity is going to be taken by Amit Bhatia ji. And the title of the activity is Creating the Tourism Infographics. So, without wasting any time, Amit, shall we start? Over to you.
Fine, sir. Thank you so much. And first of all, I would like to apologize. I'm not at a very good place to turn on my video camera, so kindly excuse me for today. But from the next time, I'll make sure that settings are just the perfect. So, great. Good afternoon, guys. I hope that all of you are doing very, very fine. A very pleasant evening to you, and I'm really looking forward to having an interactive session with you. So let me hear this from you guys. How are you doing? Are you guys okay? Please unmute your mic and just say, yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Yes, sir. Perfectly fine, sir.
Yes,
Great,
sir.
great, great. Perfect. So now, guys, that we are here in this beautiful platform, TSCP. So it is a legacy that we are going to continue because ये हमारे time पे शुरू हुई थी. I mean, हमारे seniors ने शुरू की थी, and then we were a part of it, and now it's such a great honor to be in the TSCP committee, and हम लोग एक ऐसा inclusive सा environment create करेंगे जहाँ पे we'll be talking about tourism, we'll be eating tourism, we'll be thinking tourism, everything will be regarding that. So उस ecosphere को maintain करने के लिए it is so important कि सभी लोगों की active participation is very important. Now, whenever you'll be given this opportunity, जब आपसे opinions मांगे जाएं, kindly spam the chat box या फिर अपने opinions अच्छे तरीके से दीजिए, and make sure you're giving respect and room to the other people. And just to kickstart the events, we can start with a very light activity with what is called as infographics. So I might share my screen with you and do the commentary at the same time. If this is visible to you guys. Guys, is my screen visible to all?
No.
Yes, sir.
Now.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
visible.
Visible now, sir.
Great, great, great. So perfect, great. So we'll start with a session where we'll be developing a very quick infographics in 15 minutes. Now, guys, बहुत ज़्यादा important है कि हम जाने infographic क्या होता है, and why infographic is important. Infographic. हमने social media पे बहुत बारी देखा होगा images like these, isn't it, guys? जहाँ पर एक ही picture में either with the form of data or chart or let's say ideas, brainstorming, mind mapping, एक concept को simplify तरीके से दिखाया जाता है in a very condensed form. इसको हम infographic कहते हैं. And why is it so important? Because जैसे अभी Mr. Praveen Sharma ने बताया था कि digital marketing and communication is taking up real pace, and especially because of this COVID-19 situation, जब सब कुछ digital हो रहा है, we want to get our hands to the best. So how do we go about it? कि जब हमने communicate करने अपने ideas, concept, theories, हम उसको एक beautiful तरीके से present करें. This is what we'll be learning in less than 15 minutes. All right, guys. Now, a quick poll. आप please अपने opinions बताएं by turning on your mics. कितने लोग लैपटॉप पे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Quite some people, right? Guys, kindly participate, just like what I said.
No.
All right. So even if that is not the case, that's perfectly fine, because what we'll do, हम step by step इस चीज को note down करेंगे, and then we can proceed or follow up the activity. So now what we need to do is, I'm dropping a link in the chat box, and kindly open that if you could, guys. Yes. किसने Canva के बारे में सुना है, guys?
Me, sir.
You've heard of Canva, right? You can
Yes,
literally design anything on this platform in less than 2 minutes because यहाँ पे templates बहुत सारी अच्छी provide की जाती हैं. It can range widely from presentations to creating flyers or posters or logos or whatnot. So we'll be putting our hands on infographics today. So जिन लोगों के पास access है to the laptop or computer, or even if they want to download this app of Canva in their mobile phones, kindly feel free to do that. And please open the link, and then we'll proceed for the next step. So the first step, go to canva.com. Kindly jot it down, guys, for all those who do not have the access to the laptop right now. So step number 1, we go to canva.com. Great. Now, what do? We scroll for the segment of, here we go, infographic. We click in here. Now we have the infographic tab available. So step 2, click on infographic. All right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, let's do a thing. एक random सी template उठा लेते हैं. Look at this. This looks a nice bit of template. See, इसमें already existing data दिया गया है, and इस data को हम modify कर सकते हैं अपनी preference के accordingly. Now, एक बड़ा simple सा concept उठाते हैं जो tourism के साथ correlate करता है, and it could be, let us say the 5 A's of tourism. Let's write it here. 5 A's of tourism. We can adjust the font accordingly, and the font could be done like here. Let us say we do this, or perhaps this. This looks a bit more beautiful, or maybe this, according to your choice, whatever you may want to, right? And well, there's a need of a small s, so we can customize that accordingly. जहाँ भी हमारे पास infographic होएगा. And now, what we need to do is, this is all customizable. So guys, पहला A क्या होएगा tourism का? Come on, very quick.
Accommodation.
Great.
Sir, attraction.
We can have attraction, right? We write it
Accessibility.
here. Yes, very good. Accessibility.
Amenities.
Perfect.
Activities.
We know it all, right? Activities, accommodation, accessibility, amenities, activities. And now what we do, कि जब हमने इस सबको fill कर देना है, here images इसके साथ तो correlate नहीं कर रही. So supposingly we have got this thing called accommodation, right? We remove the image from here. What we do, here we have got plenty of options to look for, let's say, photographs. So maybe we want something of a clip art sort of element, क्योंकि वो infographic को बहुत अच्छी look देता है. So let's search for a hotel, perhaps that. And yeah, this will do. We place it here. We narrow it down, and look at this, guys. There we go. Piece of cake. And we repeat it for each and every activity. And the end result, guys, look at this. This is something that I'd created. How about this? The end result looks like this. So how to be a responsible tourist in the pandemic times? Get vaccinated at the earliest, reusable masks, travel shorter, stay longer, go digital, shop local, and keep an eye on the local news. And here I've inserted a clip art, and in the background, what I've done is I've inserted again a clip art of coronavirus. So this gives a very, very informative view of what I want to portray. And here is my Instagram handle. So here is the authentication for the same, that this all thing is mine. I'll download it. I'll click the download button. There we go. 10 minutes, you got your infographic ready. We can make it as much complicated as possible, as much detailed as possible with themes like, look at this. We can have themes like this. We can replace the current page, and look at this. All right, guys, any kind of doubt right now, what we have learned? Guys, any kind of doubt? You've learned
No,
it quick
sir.
and fast?
No.
Now,
Okay.
what I
No, sir.
want you guys to
Yes.
do is kindly check your, let's say, chat box and follow this. These are the official pages of UI HDM on Facebook and Instagram. तो अब आप लोगों ने क्या करना है, canva.com पे जाएं, वहां पर क्विक इन्फोग्राफिक बनाएं और अपने Facebook या Instagram के अकाउंट के हिसाब से, whichever you may be using frequently, create one infographic with regards to a tourism concept that is kind of dear to you, या जिसमें आपको convenient लगता है, या कोई ऐसा मैसेज जो आप portray करना चाहते हो. Tag these accounts, and the top 3 entries will be showcased on with a special post on our Facebook and Instagram wall. Is that understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is something that is mandatory for you guys. Any kind of doubt, you've got my WhatsApp number on the TSCP group. Kindly contact me, and this has to be done by today midnight. 5-10 minutes job, just like I've portrayed you, and this is how we'll be proceeding forward. All right, guys? Well, I assume that everybody